Hello everybody and welcome back to Chris Bosch Props. We're at it again with another video. I wanted to show you guys how to paint a Robocop suit. Now you're probably looking at me and saying, well, the thumbnail just has the helmet and you just have the helmet in your hands. That is true. But if we can paint the helmet, it's pretty much the same for the whole suit. So I'm going to teach you guys how I go about painting my Robocop suit and my Robocop helmet. So this tutorial in and of itself should help you with the whole suit, or at least give you an idea. The paint for the Robocop suit, guys, is pretty much subjective because the way that the original Robocop suit looked, the suit was actually more like a metallic green. But the way that some paints and suits and different from various movies reflected on camera is completely different than what it looked like in person. So the original Robocop suit was more like a metallic green, and it reflected on film and with certain lightings more like a dark metallic silver with purple and blue highlights. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of pictures here of exactly what it looks like, and as you can see, it looks very green and very metallic. So what you guys might think looks like the Robocop suit paint-wise is probably not what it really looks like. But I'm going to show you how I do it to get a close to movie accurate paint job. So let's get into it, guys.
Is the most technologically advanced law enforcement product to date. Robo, come on in. These men are going to talk to you for a minute, okay?
Robo, do you know why you were created?
I stop crime.
So guys, this is what we start with when we print the helmet. We got lots and lots of print lines. You can see here we got some ugliness going on. So we need to fill all this in. I use a simple method, filler primer, spot putty, over and over and over again until I get it smooth enough to my liking. But we're going to go ahead and skip all that because that can get kind of boring. So let's put a few coats of filler primer, a few sandings, and then we'll really get into the meat of this. So we're back. This has a few coats of filler primer, a few sandings. I really didn't count, but it was at least a few, and it's starting to look smooth enough to my liking. I'm probably gonna do one more coat and call it final, and then I'm gonna teach you guys how to paint a Robocop suit. The colors I use, the methods I use, and it will be the same across the board for every other major piece of the Robocop suit, guys. So let's jump into it. Alright guys, so we are ready for paint. The 3D printed parts have been, for the most part, completely cleaned up and smoothed out, and it's looking really sharp, and I'm excited and ready to get this thing painted. A little nervous also because I'm using a little bit of a different technique than I did on my original suit. We are going to go more movie accurate using an automotive base silver paint. But yeah, we're looking crispy clean here. One thing I want to mention if you guys are using this model is that you'll need to add these socket cap screws there in the back. I just used some 632 socket cap screws, drilled a hole, super glued them in, and it looks just fine, just like the movie. Just a quick run through on the materials I'm going to use so you guys have an idea of what to use if you're going to go the same route I'm going. For the primer, I'm just using Duplicolor filler primer. That's also what I use to smooth the 3D prints out. But this is also my base primer that we will be spraying our metallic over. For the metallic, I'll let you guys in on the secret. We're going to use an automotive paint by Duplicolor. This is Ford Silver Charcoal. So this is what we're going to use for our base metallic. It looks really, really good. You guys have to remember the original suit in the first 1987 Robocop movie. It was more like a metallic green. It really wasn't metallic the way that it was caught on film, but we're trying to match it as close as we can to what we perceive to be the accurate and correct paint job, which is completely and utterly subjective to what you see because it varies from TV to TV, brightness to contrast. It really just varies. but the original suit had a little bit of a green layer to it. I am going to mist a little bit of green, but I'm not going to overdo it, hoping that I can capture that same effect from the first movie. So that is the base metallic we're using. Once again, silver charcoal wet, Ford color. For our chin guard, we're going to use a Rust-Oleum flat black. Now this isn't completely flat, it's still going to have a little bit of a gloss. I am going after the first movie. I'm trying to replicate what the first movie looks like, not Robocop 2 or 3, which have much glossier midsection and chin guard pieces or the vac form pieces that they used. I'm going to go more for the flatter, less glossy. I would say it's more like a satin, but this flat black will come out more like a satin when I spray it on heavy on the chin guard. So that's what we're going to be using. And for the layers, we're going to be using Testors Metallic Green, Testors Metallic Pink, and Testors Metallic Blue. And we're going to layer those on to create that effect where he's kind of walking and some areas are purple and blue, and then the silver really pops in different lightings. That's the effect we're going to go with, and we're going to layer these with an airbrush. But first, we're going to start with our metallic base coat here. Alright guys, so we're going to start layering on our green on our metallic coat. I'm just going to use my Testors Metallic Green. Don't need a whole lot, maybe like a quarter. Some of this is going to go to waste, unfortunately. That should probably be good. Alright guys, so we have our green here. We're just going to do a light mist over some of the areas. We don't want this on very heavy at all. This is just to kind of capture a little bit of what we see in the movie, okay? Real light. Real light. Now you don't have to go this route. This is just something I'm experimenting with to try to get it a little bit movie accurate. You can probably barely see what I'm doing on camera, but it is very, very faint. We're gonna start layering on our blue now. And I like to do a band kind of across the helmet, kind of a light mist. You kind of want to get these ears kind of good. You ain't gotta go crazy heavy. You'll see it as the band comes in. Looking good. Just darkening up that band a little bit. Guys, it's starting to look really good, but what's weird is it's already kind of reflecting differently. I notice on the screen it looks more silver blue, but in person it's green. It has like a green shade to it, and it's not really picking up that green shade yet on the camera, so I'm curious of how it's going to look when we actually clear coat it. Looking good, guys, looking good. Gonna kind of lightly mist the top with it. That looks really, really, really sharp, guys, really sharp. All right, guys, we're gonna start layering on some of our metallic purple. Now, we don't wanna go too crazy on the purple. The scenes in the movie vary from scene to scene. In Robocop 1, there's a few scenes where this back panel is extremely purple. So we're gonna focus a lot on this back panel and maybe a little bit here, just some light mists. Like so. There we go, we got us a nice little mist there. Maybe here on the edges, really good. This back panel is kind of where we want it the most. Very nice. Very nice. That's starting to look really good. Some light hazing there. Very, very light hazing. So now we need to clear coat this bad boy, and the clear coat that I like to use is Duplicolor 1K Clear. You can find this at your local AutoZone or O'Reilly. Sometimes one or the other has it, but this is a great clear coat and it comes out really glossy. I like my Robocop glossy. In the first movie, he is pretty glossy in some scenes and others not as glossy. That might just be the production team, but I like it glossy, and the glossier and the heavier you get it, it also gives you more protection. So I go pretty heavy on this to get a nice gloss. We'll see how it turns out, but yeah, this is what I use. I like to give it a good shake for about a minute. Real easy, guys, on the chin guard. I'm just using some Rust-Oleum Professional Flat Black. Really, really easy paint job to do. No layers, just one coat. And just get it till it's covered. This stuff's pretty good. It don't run a whole lot. It's really forgiving. Do a light coat, light medium coat, and then come back and get all the spots you missed. It's kind of hard painting and holding the camera at the same time, guys, so forgive me. So I really wanted to show you guys in the different lightings how the silver reacts to being filmed. Like, this is kind of a darker lighting, and you can see that it really pops like the movie. That gritty, that grimy, dark lighting that they used in the first film, it almost reacts the same. Except we're not using film, we're using a smartphone. But you can see that green tint that I added with the airbrush. It just looks so good. So that would be, for the most part, a movie accurate paint job for the Robocop suit, using the automotive base silver and tinting it with the green. So I think we achieved the result we wanted, guys, on the next parts that I'm going to be painting for the suit. I think I'm going to tackle it a little bit differently. I'll share more of that when we get to those videos. But overall, I'm extremely pleased with the result. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helps you with your project, to give you, you know, kind of an idea of how you're going to have to go about painting it if you want a movie accurate paint job. It takes work, guys. It's not easy. I wish there was easy steps, 1, 2, 3s that I can give you, but it's not easy. It takes work. It takes dedication. It takes perseverance. If you guys want it, you got to go after it. You got to fight for it. You got to go to war. But I wish you guys all the best. If this is a dream, you'll get it. If you want it, you'll get it. What's the saying? If it was easy, everybody would do it, guys. Everybody would do it. So I thank you guys for watching. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you like it. And we are on to the next one, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it.